Hello, everybody. It is Friday, December 12th, and welcome back to the Nick Watkins Show. I'm Nick Watkins. Let's get into it. Two games last night. Well, there were multiple more games than that, but two that really matter for this show. We'll start with the Sharks. The Sharks played last night. They were down 2-0 at one point in this game to the Maple Leafs. Then a goal in the second, a goal empty net goal with 1 minute and 25 seconds remaining from Klingberg to tie the game, send it to overtime, where Wenberg had the skate off goal. And the Sharks win over the Maple Leafs 3-2 in overtime. Nedeljkovic was the goalie, 28 saves on 30 attempts. Wenberg, he had 3 points, including the game winner, the skate-off goal. Klingberg was good. Macklin celebrating another assist. Solid win for the Sharks. Obviously pretty clutch at the end, coming back and down 2 goals and then scoring the last 3 to win the game. So this is good. That now puts us at 15, 14, and 3. We are 5th in the Pacific, 8th in the West, which puts us in that wild card spot. We are just 1 game up on the Blackhawks, who are in 9th. And then, so yeah, it's pretty close. We're only 6 points back of Vegas, who are 1st in the Pacific, and then the Avalanche and the Stars are kind of running away with 1 and 2. And then everyone else kind of files in behind that. So there are still spots up for grabs in the West and in the Pacific. Hopefully we can keep playing well. We've been kind of, we win one game, we lose the next. Hopefully we can start stacking wins and not the opposite. We don't want to be stacking losses. That is not the direction we want to be going in. So yeah, that's what the Sharks did. Their next game was on Saturday. So good win. Another big game. Yesterday I kind of dismissed this game as, whatever, the Bucks are going to win. But Thursday Night Football was exciting. And the Bucks did not win. The Falcons won 29-28 in Tampa Bay. Both teams wearing their retro throwback uniforms. Both of them are fire. Elite uniform matchup. But yeah, the Falcons ended up winning this game 29-28 on a game-winning field goal. The Bucks' biggest lead this game was 14. A little bit into the fourth quarter, and the Falcons, 3 possessions they all scored on in the fourth quarter. They scored 15 points. They had a touchdown, and then they had another touchdown, went for 2, didn't get it, so the Bucks had a chance to put the game away with a score. They could not get it done. So the Falcons went down the field and kicked the game-winning field goal, Zane Gonzalez from 43 yards. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, for the first time this season, are now not the leader of the NFC South. They are now 7-7. They have lost 5 of their last 6. And this is probably the easiest division in football. They are the best team in that division, and all of a sudden the Panthers are now, without even playing a game, I might add, the Panthers haven't played a game since they beat the Rams, and that was like 2.5 weeks ago. So they just sat, rested up, and suddenly they are now in first place of the NFC South. They were a game back, and now they're in first place. So that's pretty crazy how that works out for them. It worked out very well for them on their bye week. Nice game from Kirk Cousins, 373 yards, 3 touchdowns. Something about those Thursday night games against the Buccaneers that Kirk Cousins goes crazy in. And then Kyle Pitts and Bijan Robinson, big games. Kyle Pitts, 11 catches, 166 yards, 3 touchdowns, monster game. The potential for this guy is amazing. He's just trying to finally, we just want to see him reach that because he's a 4th overall pick as a tight end. I drafted him in fantasy a couple times. That did not work out. But this is the performance you expect to see from a guy drafted that high. And then Bijan Robinson doing what he does, man. 19 carries, 8 catches, 175 total yards, and a touchdown. On the other side, Mike Evans came back, 6 catches, 132 yards. I still think the Bucs are a good team. I still think they can win the division. But And obviously now they have put themselves in a position where they're going to have to win most, if not all, of their remaining games to make the playoffs. So here we are in week 15 of the NFL season. 49ers have 4 games left to go, and we play the Titans this week. The just taking a look at where the playoff standings are. If you look at the AFC first, you have the Broncos. They have a good lead in that division. They are the 1 seed in the AFC. Then the Patriots have the same lead as the Broncos over their division rival, the Bills, which they are 11-2. And then in the South, it's the Jaguars at 9-4, Texans and Colts both 8-5, and the North is kind of the mid division where the Steelers beat the Ravens last week to go to 7-6, and they are leading that division. Looking at the playoff picture for the AFC side of things. So yeah, like I said, it's Broncos, Patriots, Jags, Steelers are the division leaders. Those are the top 4 seeds. And then for the wild card, there are the Chargers, the Bills, the Texans, and those are the 3 that are in right now. And the Colts are in the hunt, 8-5, with the same record as Houston. The Ravens, Chiefs, and Dolphins are all 6-7, and it does not look like they're going to be making the playoffs, which is crazy considering the Chiefs have made it every year for the past, like 8 years, something like that. I mean, for the last decade, they've been the dominant, not the last decade, but for almost an entire decade, they've been the dominant team in the NFL, and all of a sudden, they're at risk of not even making it to the playoffs, which would be a first for Patrick Mahomes. Okay, so let's look at the NFC. In the North, the Packers have half a game lead over the Bears because of that tie that happened in Week 4. So they're 9-3-1. The Bears are 9-4. The Lions right behind them, 8-5. The South, like I said, the Panthers now lead the South over the Bucks, 7-6 to 7-7 because the Bucks played last night. The East, it's the Eagles at 8-5. The Cowboys are 6-1. Probably not going to catch the Eagles, but it is possible if the Eagles keep playing like they have been playing, which is not good. And then the West, which is probably the hardest division in football, that's where the Niners are. The Rams at 10-3 lead the division with the tiebreaker over the Seahawks. Those 2 teams are 10-3, and then the Niners are 9-4. They are currently the 6th seed, but 3 in the division. So the Rams, Packers, Eagles, and Panthers lead the divisions in the NFC. For the wild card picture, you get the the Seahawks 10-3, Niners 9-4, Bears 9-4. That's 5, 6, and 7. And then the Lions are 8-5, just a game back of us and the Bears. And then the Buccaneers are 7-7. They could make the wild card, but it is more likely that whatever team does not win the NFC South will miss the playoffs. And of course, the Cowboys are lurking at 6-1. They have been playing well as of late, but it doesn't look like they're going to make it in the playoffs. So if you look at the NFC, there are 5 teams right now who are 4-1 in their last 5 games: the Rams, Packers, Seahawks, Niners, and Bears. And it looks like in the AFC, it's probably even better. I mean, you got 3 teams who have won 5 in a row: Broncos, Pats, and Texans. And then the Chargers and Jags are 4-1 in their last 5 games. So teams are playing good ball right now, heading into the playoffs, down the stretch. We are really in a pivotal point of the season. It's either you play well, or if you have one bad week, your chances of making the playoffs could slip away. Both conferences are very good this year. Lots of competition for those wild card spots. So the Niners are going to have to play well in order to make it. So that's what happened yesterday. What's happening today? The Warriors are back. Haven't played since Monday, I believe. Haven't played since Sunday. So we've had a lot of time to rest up for Steph and Jimmy and all them to rest up. And Steph and Jimmy will be playing tonight. We played tonight against the Timberwolves at home. Timberwolves are a good team, although Anthony Edwards is questionable to play in this one. What I want to see is, Steph, he doesn't have to be, scoring 40 points tonight. But I want to see our offense play better, because when you have a guy like Steph Curry on the floor, people are going to pay attention to him, which could open up some other players. So I want to see, consistent play, limit the turnovers, don't give up second chance points, and just play good, clean Warrior basketball. And this is an important game here. The Timberwolves are, like I said, a good team. So let's try and get this dub tonight. And so, yeah, that's going to do it for today's episode. I will see you guys tomorrow.